What up, Cucks? It's your boy, the Hater. And earlier this morning, or at least the morning where I am recording this video, I noticed that the Oscar nominees were out, right? That means that we all know who is going to be nominated for an Oscar, and we can use this data to determine who is going to win or who is most likely to win, right? Now, with that being said, every year the Oscars become worse, right? There was a point where I would love to watch the Oscars. My mom was a big fan of the Oscars. Now, of course, neither of us give a damn, right? Like, who cares? Who's gonna watch the Oscars to see if Ryan Gosling wins an Oscar, right? He's been coming up a lot in this channel, Ryan Gosling. I actually like the kid. I think he's a pretty good actor. But for Best Picture, right, which is the most prestigious award and the most important award, we have the likes of Barbie being nominated. Now, I didn't see it, to be fair, so what can I say about that, right? And we have Oppenheimer, I think, was also nominated. Yep, Oppenheimer was nominated. I'm looking at them as we speak. And a few other things were nominated. Now, it's probably going to be Oppenheimer or Barbie. I just have a feeling. Because those were the two big movies, right? But it really goes to show how low the standard is. Now, I'll be honest. I didn't see either of them because ain't no way I'm watching a movie about a doll who becomes a real person and goes to the real world. And ain't no way I'm watching a movie about a nerd who came up with the atom bomb. I already know the story. What am I going to watch? For what reason? I know what happened. I've read history, cucks. So that being said, the situation calls for, in my opinion, a complete boycotting of the Oscars. I'm not going to watch, right? But what I found interesting is that, there are some good movies. Again, I didn't see Killers of the Flower Moon. But based on the preview alone and the actors in it, I know it's going to be better than Barbie. I know it's going to be better than Oppenheimer, whom I actually like some of the actors in Oppenheimer, but let's be real, right? But is that going to win? No. It's going to be some nonsense DEI type award ceremony as it always is. And I'm sure, I bet you if I Google, I don't know, Academy Awards DEI or Academy Awards racism or sexism or anything, I'm sure there's already articles written about how for some reason, for one reason or another, the nominations are going to be what's it called? Incongruent with someone's political leanings, right? Now, I did notice that last year, I didn't watch the Oscars last year either, but I did notice the trend, right? Like I think it's Angela Bassett, that actress. She was nominated for what apparently was a good role in, Black Panther 3 or whatever, right? I don't watch superhero movies because, I'm a grown man. But anyways, the point is, she got nominated for playing Black Panther's mother or something, right? Now, I'm sure it was great. She's a good actress. But, the irony here is that, in the past, we would just laugh at these movies, right? These are not Academy Award-worthy movies, right? Black Panther, Thor, all that Spider-Man, these are not Academy Award-winning movies. And I would put Barbie and Oppenheimer there as well. These are movies that, in my opinion, are for children or are just, for edgy, 20-year-olds. Oh, Oppenheimer. Oh, what must he have felt when he made the bomb? Read Cat's Cradle by Kurt Vonnegut. It'll give you a much better perspective than any movie can. Cucks. But anyways, the point is, we have a bunch of movies and a bunch of nominations. And another thing that I wanted to point out, other than the fact that the nominations are for movies that are best described as jobber movies, movies that have no business being nominated for awards with actors that have no business being nominated for awards. Ryan Gosling, he's an okay actor, but he doesn't Bradley Cooper is one of the worst actors ever. I know people like him, but I think he's complete garbage. But that's my personal, what's it called? I hope Paul Giamatti wins. I always liked him. Cillian Murphy is a good actor. I didn't watch Oppenheimer, but he is a good actor, so I'm okay with him as well, cucks. Now, Best Actress, a bunch of people that I don't know. And Annette Bening, who I didn't know was still acting, right? Emma Stone, Carey Mulligan. These are names I've heard, but I think Emma Stone's the redhead, right? She's okay. Then we got Best Supporting Actor, De Niro. I didn't see the movie, but based on the preview, I think he deserves it. Just if he plays the role the way that I think he's gonna play the role, I don't see anybody coming anywhere near him. Some guy named Sterling K. Brown has been nominated. I've never heard of this motherfucker before. Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer. Robert Downey's a good actor. He deserves an Oscar. Mark Ruffalo, I don't like him. He's an annoying liberal, but he is a good actor. He deserves it. Ryan Gosling also deserves it. So that's a good category, right? Best Supporting Actress, Emily Blunt, Danielle Brooks, America Ferrara, Jodie Foster. Oh, wow, Jodie Foster. And then someone named Davine Joy Randolph, or maybe Davine. It's D-A apostrophe, capital V-I-N-E, Joy Randolph from The Holdovers, which got nominated for a lot of bullshit. I don't know what that is. But one thing that I will say here is that, what the hell is going on? who are these nobodies, right? Where are all the names of the people we care about, right? But, what can you say? The Oscars are just like a complete waste of time. They used to draw, believe it or not, motherfucks, every Oscar would draw like somewhere near $1 billion. 1 billion, people, not dollars. 1 billion people, right? Now, this was also when the world's population was 6 billion. So it's even less impressive now that they can barely draw like a few 100 million probably. Worldwide, we're talking, of course, obviously, right? Because the Oscars were a big phenomenon all over the world. But I think that the world has really come a long way, and actors aren't really like as revered as in the past, right? Like me and my friend were talking about the good old days, cucks, like, before the year 2000 when you had the TV guide up in this bitch. For those of you that don't know, every week with the newspaper would come the TV guide, right? TV guide is exactly what it sounds like. It's a little booklet. You open it and it tells you what shows and what movies and what sports and what things, what events are playing at what times, at what channels, right? It's literally a little booklet. You get it every week, and you take the booklet, you circle, like the parts of the program that you want to see, and you kind of, give yourself a reminder to and you always keep a TV guide next to the remote. You're like, oh, well, let's see what's on today, right? You're telling the TV, like, oh, what's on today? Oh, this is on, And then eventually they came up with that, that TV guide channel where the channels just scroll and it shows you what's on each channel, but in a scrolling motion, right? And the reason why I bring this up is because back then, you might you might open even the TV guide channel, but definitely the TV guide. You open it, and you might see the name of a movie you don't recognize. Like, I don't know, The Snow on the Roof, right? And you're like, oh, that sounds lame. I'm not watching The Snow on the Roof, right? But then you look down, it says Snow on the Roof starring Jack Nicholson. You're like, oh, okay. And it's starring Jack Nicholson. So maybe it's good, right? This was especially useful for movies like, I don't know, Philadelphia, Glory, right? These movies that have both have Denzel Washington in them, coincidentally, but they're movies that have a one-word title. It could be about anything. Glory could be about the Civil War, as it was, or it could be about someone who's overeager to go to truck stop bathrooms. You know what I'm saying? Glory could be about a lot of things, right? So you don't know what it's about. There might be a short description, but it could still sound boring, right? But if you see and it says Glory starring Denzel Washington, you're like, oh, I'll give this a shot, right? In other words, back in the day, it was extremely important which actor you got for your movie, right? And one metric and one method to get someone to become famous would be to give them the Academy Award, right? You give Denzel Washington an Academy Award eventually, or even if you nominate him, it was a huge honor, right? You nominate someone for the Academy Award, and then people recognize him or her, and they're like, oh, this movie has Sally Field. I'm gonna go watch it. Oh, it has Tom Hanks. I'm gonna watch it, right? Something like that needed to happen. Now, with all that being said, nowadays, it doesn't matter at all, right? Because nowadays, we don't have, TV Guide channel anymore. Now you go on Netflix and you can see every actor on the movie. You can see a long synopsis of the movie. You can even see a trailer, right? So, and more importantly, on Netflix and, all the other streaming services, you can start the movie, be like, this is shit, turn it off, and then start another movie. In the past, this wasn't an option. In the past, you start a movie, right? And you're pretty much committed to that movie because, if you start a movie at 8, and every movie starts around 8, right? You're like, oh, it's 8:30 now. Like, what can I do? Do I finish the movie I started? Or do I try to go watch another movie that started 30 minutes ago? Or do I hope that at 9 o'clock there's something better? Probably there isn't, right? So that's kind of how it worked, right? And the importance of an actor, even a director, right, were super, super high, right? Because they were the best indicator we had for whether a movie's good or not, right? Nowadays, I can go watch a Dutch movie and I'm like, oh, this looks good. Let's give it a 10-minute peruse, right? I watch for 10 minutes. I'm like, this is great. I'll keep watching it. Or this sucks. I'll take it out, right? I don't even know the actors at all. I don't even know the director. I don't even know nothing, motherfucks. So that being said, the Oscars are completely meaningless. So maybe this is an attempt by the Academy to, I don't know if it's going to work, but I don't think it will, to get people to watch, right? Maybe if they nominate Barbie and all these horseshit movies that are just joke movies, right? Like Barbie and Oppenheimer and fucking, what's it called? Black Panther would never be nominated for anything in 1999. Absolutely not. We had good movies back then, so deal with it. Even though I've never seen any of those movies, but I don't give a damn. I can tell they suck ass. One's about a guy who dresses up as a panther. The other one's about a girl who's a doll, but then she goes to the real world. And the other one, it's so bad that I forgot what it was. Oh, Oppenheimer. It's about a nerd who comes up with the atom bomb. Fantastic, right? So what I'm getting at here is this. the Academy Awards are indicative of the world, just as wrestling is indicative of the world, and the world has gone to shit, and nobody's trying anymore. Everything is just lame. Everything is just, run through. Everything is just predictable, and everything is repetitive and boring. With that being said, cucks, take care of yourselves, and fuck your mother.